What's good, people? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's the one with the pink glasses, Genesis Elijah. Let's get the glasses on. All right, I can see that properly. Big up, man, for you locking in again for another episode of Quality Over Quarantine. It's getting a bit mad. Like, I know people want to get out of the house and whatever, but we're trying to give you some quality content to keep you inside. So today, we got none other than the one like Tony D. What you saying, man?
Hey, I'm good, bruv. I'm all right, mate.
Yeah.
Trying to keep healthy and stay alive.
How you been finding this lockdown? Actually, how you been trying to stay healthy? Like, how you doing it?
Do you know what? Just trying to keep my mind occupied, to be honest. It's like, that's the killer part.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even, you see, like, long-term unemployed, if you're I don't know how people manage it. Because just in your house doing nothing on a daily basis, it gets to a point, a week is all right. See, after 2 weeks, you need to go out and do something. Things need to be done. So yeah, it's just trying to keep the kids occupied and keeping myself, that I've been rapping more in the last month than probably the last year.
We're gonna get into that, man, because I know you're kind of like me in a way. Like, you don't really rap unless you have to rap. So,
Yeah.
So who are you locked in with right now? You got the kids?
No, they've gone to me mum's because I had to go to work.
See. Oh, so you're still working as well?
Yeah, bruv, I'm in school, man.
Seeing, okay.
For the last, I was off. Today's my first day back in. I got like the next 5 days, and then I'm off again until they send me another rota.
Seeing, okay. Because it's funny actually, because a lot of the schools, they're closed, but they ain't really closed, because obviously we got a lot of young people, a lot of kids that need school right now. They have, all parents are key workers. They ain't got nowhere else to go, so it's still on and popping.
If you've got a care plan, if you're a child with a care plan, then the school is open also.
Have you had? It's funny as well, because I've had a lot of kids who are in care, but they don't want to go back to school, so they're just like, nah, it ain't fair. Like, I've been hearing that a lot, man. I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Well, just today, like, we have one kid. He was like, he's been off for how long? He's coming today because his mum's a teacher, right. So he's coming with. And he's like, I'm so happy to be back. I just want to do a little bit of work. I'm bored at home. And then the rest of them are looking at him like, huh?
It is nuts though, man. Because I kind of think back, like, when I was young at school, this would have been heaven for me. Like, if there was a time when they were like, yeah, our school's locked off, I would have loved it.
Bro, no school for for indefinite. You ain't even got a period of time where you're saying, I'm like 3 weeks, 6 weeks. Nah, indefinite, man. Like, this would have been the best ever life. But yeah, it's different now. Different.
Yeah, it's a bit mad. Have you been kind of, so obviously you're going out to work and stuff, but have you been trying to at least keep like healthy and doing outside exercise, all that business?
Doing the walk, your hours exercise you're allowed and whatnot. Yeah. I've been doing the walk around, take the kids around to the park and stuff, bits and pieces. But I went yesterday and the park was packed, like, say it weren't even, like, there's no pandemic. Yeah. I literally walked into the park, took 2 looks around. I said, you know what, kids, we're going to just go for a walk around the block. And we just went on for a walk because the park was rammed.
I've never even,
like, and I don't...
like the park near where I live, yeah. Like, normally if I go there, there's nobody there ever. I must have gone there the other day, and it was, like, carnival. Like, everybody from the block is at the park. I'm just like, raw, okay. You're making it more dangerous.
It's mad. But you know what's so funny? Like, there's a jogger. Every night when I have my little zoo outside, I see the same guy, right? The same guy. But I have seen people jogging who I have never even seen. I ain't seen them run for a bus before. But now, they out there. And you're like, everyone, just because you're inside, everyone's finding a reason to go out. You're like, bro, you can die, right? Like, this thing kills you. But yeah, it's strange, man. It's proper. We live in a very privileged part of the world, right? And I think the fact that we ain't had bombs dropping in this country for 70 years. Yeah. There's no, like, we've had minor terrorism. There's not so I think people in this country have this kind of sense of security, like, it can't touch me.
Yeah.
Like this is for the other people. So they're still out doing their thing, man. And it's like, yeah, it can touch you, you know, dog. Anyone can get touched.
Anybody can. You see the advert? Anybody can get it. I swear when they say it, I hear it in like a rap voice every time, man. Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it. It's so aggressive. It's like, oh, whoa.
It's like, well, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm sitting on my couch eating Frosties, man. Leave me alone.
Oh, man.
Did you see the Did you see the video from America, the beaches right now in I think it's California. I don't think it's Florida. I think it's California. I think it's West Coast, and their beaches are packed.
Really?
It's nuts. Like, it's just crazy. People just out there, like, for real. And it's just I think the problem is trying to correlate your actions and how it affects other people, and not seeing the action straight away. So again, because you're looking at like a 3-week period of you like infecting somebody else, them having a problem and then dying, the time is like 3 weeks. So for the most part, you're in a situation where you're never really gonna know. And I think that as well kind of strengthens the argument for people who are like, nah, we want to be out, because you're not seeing a danger right in front of your face.
Yeah, that's because it's invisible. It's not that, like, if you see a man with a gun in the street, you run the other direction. But this, it's in the air. Like, but it's just it's such a and it's so selfish. Because even there's people that the asymptomatic, they have it, but it doesn't affect them in that way. And you out there just spreading germs. It's bizarre, man. But it's an eye opener. Like, I knew people were selfish. I've been people were selfish, but this is a whole different level, because selfish is selfish. You're taking people's lives, man.
But do you see, like, I see a real correlation between the people who don't really care, and, like, obviously we're gonna get the hit for this, but I love the hits. Like, the whole MAGA pro Brexit camp, they seem to be the ones that are always on a madness, man. Like, always on the ones who we don't care, it's not real, we're gonna do what we want. And it's just like, why are you like this?
Yeah, it's much. You know why? They put ideology over their humanity. That's where we're at. The MAGA thing, yeah. Like, you've got people, they're American. You can see them protesting. They're protesting, we're American. No, you're human first. You are a human first. This virus does not care what your passport says. It doesn't care on which particular landmass that you have to drop out of your mum's crutches. It ain't responding for any of that. It's just coming to get you. So you've got these people, they're like, oh no, I'm different. I'm special. It get me. I need to do these things. I need to go to work. And we all do. We all got bills. We all need to feed ourselves, our children. Like, everyone's got problems. All of us have got responsibilities. But we've got to be sensible about this thing. And you just got people, they're like, nah, I'm American before I'm human. It's not cutting nah, man. You're not cutting no dice.
It's funny, man. It's funny. And I'm like, to me, like, I'm as well as I like people doing what they want to do in it. And I'm always the kind of person, like, I don't really care, like, what you believe in or whatever, but as long as you're not hurting anybody else, like, do your thing. And I feel like part of the problem we have now is just like, a lot of people they're doing things because they know it will affect somebody else. It seems that to me in some ways. It's almost like, yeah, you lot are gonna get ill. And that whole thing that the one was it say, we'll sacrifice the weak, and it's just like, it's not real. You're not getting it right. You're not getting it.
Yeah, that's a whole, like, even that's what I'm saying about the humanity, because you sacrifice the weak. Do you mean humans? Yeah, like, that's what you talk about, right? Humans. And what determines weakness? Like, oh, you had an underlying health because you had asthma. Do you know? Oh, now you're weak because you got asthma. Nah, we like, come on, man. It's a proper, it's eye-opening. Like, for me personally, this is the time for reflection. Yeah. This is a time to reflect on how people work, right? Because people going to work like 40, 50, 60 hours a week, while some people are unemployed. So there's an imbalance right there. And then you've got like, oh, we need to open the economy because the global economy is going to crash. And you're like, but no, really and truly, it's very, very rich people who are going to lose not even all of their money, just quite a lot of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, not all, just quite a lot, but to put them in a position where they'll still be richer than the average person. Do you know what I mean? And it's like everyone trying to rush back to work. What happens if everybody died? There's no economy, you know? Like, people to make the economy run. So I don't get this whole, like, I do understand it, but it's time to reassess how, like, we need to put humanity first, man. Like, you are not defined by your job. You are not defined by even your role as a parent. You are a human being first and foremost, man. Like, you have an obligation to other human beings. No man is an island. You know what I mean? Anything that you do has an effect on somebody else. In the same way that people do things that affect you.
Yeah.
It's time for a proper conversation, a big discussion about work, about taxes, about the NHS, about our politicians. You know, there's 40,000 deaths currently, and it's being recorded as 20,000 for political reasons.
Yeah.
Like, we have to have a discussion about, well, do you want to be lulled into a full sense of security, or do you want accurate information which you could then base your next move off of? Do you know what I mean? But it's the strange times.
This is what I was saying. I was like, one of the most disappointing things, or one of the saddest facts of this whole situation is that because we're never going to get the accurate figures and the accurate data, we don't even, we can't really learn any lessons from this, because we're going to be put in a situation where it's like we're patting each other on the back for like, yeah, you know what I mean? We had it under, it's going to be played out as in our first wave, we kept it under 40,000 deaths. Yep. So we did well. And you know, it's going to be a lot higher than that. And I think to me, it's like, you're doing yourself a disservice because you're not being honest. And again, it's like we're seeing it like the world over. We're seeing the governments. Actually, I tell you what, we're also learning from government. Like, government isn't as together as we think it is. Like, there's so many different factions within the government saying different things, pulling in different ways. Pulling in different ways. Yeah, that it's like, where's the sense of unity? Like, where do we get that from? How can we even get that? Because all we really want at the end of the day is like, just tell me what's going on, bro. Like, tell me what's going on. And I feel like that's why, if you look at our leadership, you look at America's leadership versus Germany, versus New Zealand, even versus Japan, Sweden, going a different route. It's like the problem is dealt with. It's dealt with a lot better, because again, the leadership is it seems so concise, and we just haven't got that.
No, we've got, like, it's just such a strange, because of first of all, the lack of information when it first struck. So we had an idiot saying, I've been shaking hands with everybody, rare. And then the same idiot went and got sick. Right? So, like, those little things there where they don't have the proper information. Now, if the government don't have the information, if that's the government doesn't have it, how are they supposed to tell us anything? So we know from the beginning, they were just spouting ideas. They were just throwing stuff out there, which is where the whole herd immunity thing came from. They were just throwing out ideas to see what would stick. And it turns out people weren't convinced by herd immunity because they didn't want to die. Yeah. People didn't want to die. They were like, no. So it's just like, we need honesty. We need transparency. But now, with the whole Brexit thing, we have now got a government that has the right to not be transparent at all, because there is no EU law overriding it saying you have to tell your people this or that. Like, so now we're in a situation that's from January next year, they can do or say what they want, and we held to ransom. Do you know what I mean? We're at the mercy of however they feel, what they feel to tell us or lead us in any direction. Here we are, because there's no transparency. And I don't know how people are looking at this whole situation. And like today, they're like, oh, Boris has gone back to work. He's done well. They're like, bro, 45 people are dead, man. Like, at which part did he do well? Like, I have done as good as him. I have done as well as Boris, because I didn't make 40,000 people die. He contributed to an awful lot of
Yeah.
So currently, we have done more than the Prime Minister. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it's just that thing. Like Trump the other day when they asked him why he doesn't say the bad stuff, and he goes like, I'm a cheerleader for my country. We don't need cheerleaders at this time, man. We need honesty. We need truth. And we need to be able to make decisions for ourselves.
But then, on the flip side of that, yeah, like, sometimes I'm a bit of an anarchist. And sometimes I feel like that whole thing with Trump talking about injecting disinfectant and stuff like that. And I feel like, and obviously things are taken, not out of context, but they're taken in a different way. But at the same time, it's like, you're still a dickhead, innit? Like, you're dumb. Like my kids know that's not how things work, but whatever. Sometimes I feel like, sometimes I feel like the public, the voting public who vote for these people, they almost deserve what they're gonna get. But unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. It affects us disproportionately. Like you were saying, this economic downturn, it's not really going to affect. It's definitely not going to affect rich people in a way that it's going to affect poor people, and you've seen that straight away. And again, not just not just economically, but also health wise. You're in a situation already where you're already compromised. Your position is already compromised. So anything that happens to you, you're the first. You're the sandbag. You're the first barrier that's gonna get hit. Your front line. You're the front line. Yeah.
It's like, that's why you see the amount of it's disproportionate how many black and ethnic minority people have been dying in England, and you're like, it's not disproportionate if you look at the proportion of people who do frontline work, who are out there cleaning the streets, just manning your tills. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you live in London, there's not one white person behind in a chicken shop. No. So like, not in London at all. Same as petrol stations. It's one I tweeted it a while ago. You know you're not in London when there's a white man behind a petrol station till. Yeah. So those situations, it is people of color who are on the front lines and who are at the coalface, so to speak. You know what I mean? So of course they're gonna be affected. Poor people. We live on top of each other.
Yeah.
You talk about a block of flats. There's 1,000 people in one block of flats. Where are they supposed to go? Where do they go? There's no balconies, there's no gardens, there's no this, that. Of course it's going to disproportionately affect poor people. Do you know what I mean? See the fella with his Instagram post, he's on a yacht somewhere, and he's like, yeah, I'm self-isolated. Bruv, who wouldn't like to self-isolate on a yacht, man? Like, enough money to move yourself completely. But it's bound to hit the poorest people the worst, man. Mental health, physical health, like what you can afford to buy. Do you know what I mean? What's left once you get to the shop?
100%. 100%.
Crazy.
I don't think. I don't think the general voting public, or even just the general public as a whole, really even understand how it affects those who aren't them. So we have like a severe lack of empathy politically when it comes to the way that we vote, and it's sad to see as well, because it's always like, again, it's like, oh no, they're not bad people, they're looking out for themselves. Okay, cool, but there is the bit people don't understand, and even now I still don't think they're gonna get it. We've kind of seen like a change in how we see who are our key workers, or who are the most valuable workers. So obviously we're talking about the NHS and our health workers, but then we've also seen our grocery workers, supermarket workers, delivery drivers, sanitation, bin men. Like we've seen everyone go, oh my God, these people are so important. But I said, and I've said many times, we're clapping right now, but in 2 years' time, we'll forget all about that. Even before 2 years' time, we'll forget all about that. We got short memories, man.
Oh, 100%, man, 100%. And it's even a situation where you could look like the clapping. All right, cool. But would you take £5 out of your taxes to pay their wage? See me, I don't have no problem at all. Yeah, that's what taxes are for.
Yeah.
Like, So go right ahead, take an addition, whatever it is. But you've just got people like, no, I don't want to pay increased tax. Why? Make your life safer, make your life better, so that when these things occur, there is somebody who will always take care of you. Do you know what I mean? It's like simple things. You can get knocked down in a road. It don't matter if you're a multi-millionaire. You get licked down in the street, yeah? And someone has to come and feed you for the rest of your life. They've got to wipe your body. They've got to bathe you, yeah? Because you can't do nothing. All the money in the world ain't going to make you right again. You need that person. Do you know what I mean? So pay them their money, man. And it's just, I just don't get it. At the same time, we celebrate billionaires like, oh, that's all that hard work. You don't get $1 billion by hard work. Not at all. Yeah? $1 billion by making economic decisions that from somebody else. That's how it works. You know, money, like the numbers are there. You just got to extract it.
But I don't think, again, because I don't think people get. So this is we have a conflict of interest. Is it a conflict of interest, or is it in a conflict with the idea that a lot of us want to be rich, yeah? And a lot of us also believe that one day we will be rich. And
that's the problem.
And a lot of times that's the way people are thinking. You're thinking, oh, one day I'm gonna be there. And another thing as well, even a lot of capitalists don't understand capitalism. So and also understanding in your mind, yeah, you kind of feel like, yeah, we can all do it. It's a fair chance. We can all get there. Not understanding that because of the way resources work, it is a zero-sum game. So you're not getting without someone losing. And I don't think a lot of people really grasp that properly. They don't understand. They think they don't understand that capitalism, basically capitalism is working really well right now. And when it works really well, you see a lot of rich people and a hell of a lot of poor people. That's the way the game works.
That's it. It's rigged that way, man. It's like, it's from I forget the gangster film it's from, man. But Nas and AZ did it on, they put the clip at the beginning of More Money, More Murder. And the man says, nobody noticed us, nobody gave a shit. But the bigger we get, the more we're taking from other people. Yeah. And that's essentially right there. The more you make, it's coming from somewhere. It doesn't just get like poof. It comes from somewhere. It comes from someone else's labor, perhaps, you know what I mean? Someone else's time. Any number of things, but it comes from somewhere in order to boost you up and to give you that thing. So I understand fully what you get. There's a lot of people that don't get the balance. They don't understand how it works. It's strange.
Because I think as well, like we're told from a young age, well, actually not, from a young age, we're told what success is. So in order to be successful, it's a numbers game, right? It's all about the numbers. What does a good job mean? A good job means a well-paying job. So it doesn't mean a job that makes you happy. It doesn't mean a job that contributes to society. It means a job where you're making money. I was talking to one of my friends who is an Asian friend, and he was saying that it's in his community, it's always like in his culture, doctor, lawyer. That's it. No one cares if you like the job, if you're going to be good at the job. They're the ones that pay the money. So that's what you're going to do, because money is the most important part of this equation. Because again, you're talking to people who a lot of times didn't come from money. So it's definitely it's in our psyche, man. Especially you if you grow up in the West, like we're out here to make money, man.
Yeah, definitely, of course. It's like that's the bottom line of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like once you're born, the responsibility then is on you to feed yourself. Yeah, do you know what I mean? To feed, clothe, and house yourself. As soon as you pop out, that's the responsibility. First on your parents, they have to be economically well off enough to be able to feed and clothe you and send you to school and buy uniforms and books and rare. Then even if you want to go to uni, the government will give grant. They give you money to learn more. Do you know what I mean? That you have to then pay back.
Yeah.
Like how does this work, man? It's such a it's just a strange situation, man. Like I said earlier, this is the perfect time now for everyone to come together and look at this, like analyze it, man. Look at what's really happening. How do we get a work-life balance? How do we make this better for everybody? You know?
There's a video I shared a few weeks ago. I'll send it to you after this is done. I'll send it again, yeah. And it was basically talking about exactly what you're saying. We're in a position now where we could really have a wake up call, and people could really say, "Yo, this ain't right, man. We could really do things properly." But again, I don't think that people are educated enough. I used to say this all the time. People ain't smart enough. They don't know. And it's like, nah, it's not even that. It's that, dude, they're just not educated enough. They're just not figuring out how A connects to B, connects to C, connects to D, because it's so far removed, and you've never been told that, oh, that connects to that. And we see like all these different situations when you're talking about from our banking system to our school system to our prison system to how our pharmaceuticals, like there's so many different levels, environmental, there's so many different levels where fundamentally these institutions are created or designed to work against the people who they're supposed to support. And you can't even, like, how do you live in a world where everything is against you, unless you're in a extremely privileged situation where you can buy your way out, and understanding that when you buy your way out, it still keeps you down, because you're where your money could be used for other things, your resources could be used for other things, they're used just for survival.
Yeah. A lot of people don't get that, man. It's very, very, you see, like even when you've got a system, so look at the criminal justice system, right? Like you just mentioned prison. You've now got private prisons run for profit, which means if you have a prison that's run for profit, you have to fill it. Otherwise, you're going to lose money. So in order to fill that prison, what do? You make more things crimes. Do you know what I mean? You clamp down on people's freedom and criminalize more aspects of their daily life. And on the flip side of that, if you talk about environmental issues, you've got, when Trump came into power, he rolled back a lot of red tape, a lot of constrictions that have been put in, and people were like, yeah, roll back that red tape. We want to be able to make money. Bro, they putting dirt in your water and in your air. That's what and you championing it. Yeah, we're making money, but you can't drink the water no more though, bro. If you can't drink water no more, where you going to drink? Sunny Delight? Because you're going to die real fast, bro. Like, and it's just that thing of where people see, oh, if it makes money, it must be a good thing. And you're like, what cost? The human cost of them making money is a jail population increasing steadily, is environmental regulations dropping and people getting asthma, lung diseases, emphysema, skin conditions, all of these things occurring. And the thing is, we've got one planet. That's, once this is gone, that's it for all of us, man. Ain't no going out, I'm just gonna float in space. You can't breathe out there. There's no living on the moon, no Mars. This is what we have. This, and they don't make you right. You see the A links to B, links to C. They have no clue, man. No idea whatsoever. It's and it's mad because we're not even taught it either. School will not teach you. Do you know what I mean? School teaches you to be smart enough to become part of the system, to become a cog in the system. You know what I mean? That's what education is for.
It is so disconnected. Let's talk a little bit about the school system, because obviously you work in the school system. Your insight into this is super valuable. One of the things that has been hit during this time is the fact that we've had to change how we teach, the methods in which we teach, and we're also seeing for the last, I don't know, last couple of years, it's really been a hot topic subject with the way that we teach could be better. We're still using super old methods that date back to the Industrial Revolution in how we teach and what we teach for. We've kind of tweaked a little bit how exam results are, how exam results are looked at. We've changed that. We've also seen a change in the way employers look at exam results and look at, again, what are they looking for? We've seen an uptake in apprenticeships, and I guess different qualifications rather than what you're just getting from school. So, as an educator, what do you think the way forward is, or what kind of changes would you like to see?
Do you know what? It's a really, really interesting topic, and I'm glad there are smarter people than me that had research and can talk about this stuff. But at the moment, we are currently educating children. Is about 40% of jobs that currently don't exist that will once these children leave school. Like with technology, the advancements in technology, even look, this, me and you right now doing this was not possible when we grew up. We couldn't do this. So our generation grew up to learn how to do these jobs. Do you know what I mean? To learn how to make a phone with a camera in it, and now you can speak over So we're currently educating children to do jobs that don't exist yet. That, for a start, is a really, really difficult thing to do. Because how do you know what you're teaching them for?
Yeah.
So it's just got to teach them the basics. And I think there's far too many. I watch children leave primary school who can't fully read and write. And what we have is a situation where we try to give them so much variable, so many different types of education. So you learn some history, you learn geography, and for me, it doesn't make sense teaching a 7-year-old geography and he can't read properly. Like, teach him to read, he can go and study geography. Yeah, he can access all of those things. But currently, he's just gone a whole year in your class and you've told him about geography and maths and history and this famous person and this, and he's left your class, but he still can't read. Do you know what I mean? So the whole system, I'm not one for talking about let's hold children back. But I do think very early on, there needs to be some sort of system where we just really focus on the ones who are getting left behind. We really intently focus on just teaching them the basics. Well, if you know how to read, write, and count, anything else after that you're able to do, because it translates. Do you know what I mean? Words are words regardless. But if you can't access you can't access the history book that your teacher has given you, how are you taking the information? They're telling you about the War of the Roses. Yeah, just for an example. Why would you can't even access the information in the book. And it's something that happened 400 years ago. It's not relevant to you right now. Do you know what I mean? We teach Shakespeare in school. Why? Yeah, we don't even speak the same language that he spoke. Yeah. It sounds different. The words are different. It's so yeah, I'd like, as far as education, we are doing okay, but we just seem to be producing people who are just smart enough to do the shitty jobs they want you to. Do you know what I mean? And just you're a brick in the wall kind of thing. And then I don't like that. But then what happens if you educate a populace? If you rarely educate them, then they get to see that they've been getting stiffed the entire way. Yeah. And that's how revolution occurs. You know what I mean? So it's I see why it is the way that it is, but yeah, it really needs to be changed, man. It really does need to be changed.
Somebody said something that hit me different. Yeah, they said and this was based on high school students, and they was like, if you're in front of a bunch of kids and you're teaching them something that they can Google, you're wasting your time and their time. And it's nuts here, because it's like, yeah, that's very true. And like you said, you're reading, you're writing, and you're counting. That's the basics. What you need to learn to move forward. But then even with those, there's ways you can teach. And I feel like, again, when you're talking about oppressive systems, you look at the way Ofsted, how you're getting these results. And it's so funny now as well, yeah, because when I was at school, I don't ever remember having I didn't know who Ofsted was, and I didn't care about them and whatever. And it's funny because I talk to high school students now, and these are like year 9, year 10. And they're like, nah, because our school got this Ofsted rating and it's blatant lies because and the day they came in, we were told we had to do. I was like, damn. Like, they're really smart now, man.
They know about this stuff, man. They're invested in it. But they live like in a world, bro, when me and you was 7, 8, 9, 10, even when we was teenagers, if we wanted to find information, I don't know what your parents' house was like, but my godparents, they used to have a row of encyclopedias.
Yep.
Right? You remember them encyclopedias? Yep. In alphabetical order, right? And my godfather used to tell me, anything you want to know is inside of those books right there. Yeah? So that's why you can't be bored. You're bored. Pick up one of those and find something out to teach me. Yeah, learn something.
My dad had these thick red books, yeah? And you must still have them now, you know. I might even see if I can find them. These thick red books. And you would, anything you need to look up, yeah, you would open up them books. And it wasn't even until I was a teenager that we got like the ones with pictures in. Like these were the only pictures they had was little drawings. They might have a little illustration or something. But it wasn't until I was a teenager it was like, oh yeah, cool. We got ones with pictures. You could actually see, that's what a pyramid looks like. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. But so nowadays it's completely different, man. Like, because every piece of information in the world ever is at their fingertips. Do you know what I mean? They can access this stuff easily. Like anything they want to find out. The problem is, especially, I guess children are the same everywhere, right? Yeah. Once you're a teenager, you think you know everything and you behave a certain way and you carry yourself a certain way and you're interested in very specific things. And I think, like, I used to listen to, I was 11 when I heard NWA.
Okay.
Now, I wouldn't recommend playing NWA to any 11-year-old at all.
Yeah.
But now you got a thing where these kids are 6 years old and they know the words of these songs, bro.
Yeah. Because
their parents are not really, like, they're not thinking, oh, this is inappropriate.
Yeah.
Or they're just playing the music. I like this music. So these kids got attitude. They have knowledge. They're aware of things that no other generation before them has ever experienced. They have learned things in a way that humanity has never done before. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. This is the very first time that we've had computers and they can access all of this stuff. So their brains are working differently, man. They're functioning differently. And so, like in my house, I don't play rap. I do not play rap music in my house. Point blank, period. Like, but same time, my daughter, she will say, like, she might be the 10-year-old who know what that song is about. You know what I mean? Like, I won't play rap, but I play rare groove, bash, like dancehall, like old school rockers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The rest of them, I see it on a daily basis, man. These kids come in just today. All they did, they had very little work to do, right? They had to write about themselves. I'm proud of myself when I'm a good citizen because so they're supposed to write this stuff down. And all of them, there's only 6 of them. And all they spoke about was Fortnite. For all they're writing and talking. Yep. Did you get that skin? Did you get that skin? Oh, you don't know about this weapon. And you're like, you just do this. And one of them said to me, yeah, I played against him before I left my house this morning.
Raw. So,
yeah, exactly. And you can't even take 6 hours out to do a little piece of work and not talk about Fortnite now, because you got to go home and do the same thing again, right? So we live in, it's very hard in real time to pay attention to what's happening. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. We've all got stuff going on. So they're slipping through the gaps in certain circumstances. These kids are coming up. They're realizing, like you just said, they can Google some of the stuff that you are telling them. So them listening to you, if it doesn't pique their interest, there's got no, a lot of teachers don't have any other way of reaching out to those kids. And if you don't reach out to those kids, those are the kids who get left behind. So those are the kids who go to secondary school not being able to read or write. And then once they're in secondary school, it's even less time for you. There's far less time. So you're getting further and further back until you're 14 years old and what am I going to school for? Why would I go to school? I can just go out on the road because it's about being successful and making money. Well, I can make money out there. I don't need education. Because, you know, we've all done it. We've all seen it. So the entire, like, everything needs a shake. Do you know what I mean? From criminal justice to education it all needs a shake up. and it needs to be done with not like an Ofsted is like the teaching, you're putting pressure on people to do certain things a certain way.
Yep.
That means you don't have the children's best interest at heart.
Yep.
Do you know? Because you're not thinking about the best way to teach them. You're just thinking about the best way to get a particular result. And I think that has to change.
I think that's the problem. And I feel like we're seeing that a lot. It's so funny as well, yeah, because a lot of times, obviously I work with young people, and a lot of times I'll be invited into meetings with the council to talk about, I don't know, whatever new thing they come up with. And it's funny because we're so like results based, we're so tick boxes that a lot of things get left behind. It's like what you said. If you're trying to go for results, this is what you're gonna do. So if I say to someone, like, listen, I want you to go to you gotta go to the shop. Yeah, it's 5 miles away. Go to the shop. Go there. Come back. They're gonna find the easiest shortcut way to go, right? Because that's just the way our minds work. We're gonna go get the shortcut, and we're gonna get there, and we're gonna come back and be like, yeah, we did it. And then I'm gonna be like, what did you get at the shop? Oh, I ain't get nothing, because you didn't tell me to do it. You told me to go to the shop, come back. Okay, like, so now you've missed the whole point of what the journey was. No, really what you should have been doing, because what would have been beneficial to you is for you to really see your surroundings, see what's around you. Then, you know what I mean? And like, there's so many other things to do, and you've just done the bare minimum. And so we're coming away with people saying, oh, you've got this result because you can remember this series of questions. But it's like, no, but what did you learn? Like, what did you learn? And it's funny as well, because as I get older as well, yeah, like, I'm like, you know what, this is a nuts thing, yeah. So again, like I said, I go into these meetings and I talk and I say things, and I go to schools and I'll talk and I'll say whatever, and I'll perform, I'll do a rap, and I'll speak about different things. And people, one thing they say to me, I hear so much, is, oh, you know what, man, you're so intelligent, and you know what I mean, you know how to talk to kids. And I'm like, I wasn't intelligent at school though, was I? No one ever said that to me. No one said I was intelligent. And also, not even that, I know that when it comes to learning certain things, I'm not intelligent. Like, to me, intelligence of the way I'll talk what intelligence is you have some information, you learn it, you know it, and then you can then use that information. I know I'm a person, yeah. You can't tell me nothing once, man. I got to see it. I know how I learn. And like, at the moment, I've been learning Japanese for time. I'm a slow learner. I'm learning it, but I understand. I know how I learn. And part of the problem is we're telling kids what they need to learn, but we're not teaching. We're not telling them, how do you learn? Because we're only really giving them like. Do you remember dictation, when they would sit and you would have to write down like what they were telling? Like, I used to hate that. Like, how is that teaching? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's mad, but we still do it, man. We still do that same thing. Here, I just write this thing down that we've written on the board, and it's like, okay, well, now you've written it down. Then what?
Do you know what I mean?
Reading it again. They're not reading what they wrote. They just do it because you've asked them to do it. And it's rarely, we're aiming for just numbers. We're aiming to hit targets and hit numbers. So what you find is they just focus on the kids who are going to get them those numbers.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, so it means that kids like me and you get left behind, because you're right. No one in school told me, brother, I wasn't allowed in maths from 3rd, 4th, or 5th year. He wouldn't let me in his class. Yeah. Like, so I can count, I can add my change. Yeah. But I can't help my daughter with her homework.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I say the same thing. Like, I'm the same with you. Got kicked out of maths. It was Mr. Watt was my. You know what's funny as well? My maths teacher was an alcoholic, and he'd be drunk in class. Like, that, and you know the mad thing about this is, I didn't even realize till one of my boys, Abby, big up Abby, was like, yeah, he was always drunk in class. And only now as an adult, I look back, I'm like, oh, whoa, yeah, man was off. He was off it. But like, I say this all the time, man. Like, I can't. I'm not good at maths. Yeah, put a pound sign in front of it. I got really good. Like, as soon as I left school, I got really good at maths. Really good at maths because I had to use it in everyday life. It's crazy. I put up a thing the other day how I made a cake with no scales. I'm good at eyeballing weight, man. Like, you know what I mean? So 150 grams. I know what that looks like. I know what that should look like. You know what I mean? Like, so there's so many things that we're taught that we again, it's how do you learn and understand. I think we're getting to a point where a lot of people are realizing, it's a point I wanted to make earlier. I went off on a tangent, but a lot of people are realizing that the ticking boxes is not going to work moving through. Because if you want to look at England, as especially where we are now, where we're becoming more, we're back to being a independent sovereign state or whatever, we're gonna get left behind, because there's a lot of ways that other countries are really doing things correctly. They're really learning. They're really trying to get ahead. And to be honest, as far as us, like, we're lazy, man. Like English, like British people are lazy because we haven't really had to work. Like, we haven't really had to be in a situation where we gotta have jobs where we're cleaning. Like you said about you're not seeing white people in these roles. I've never, like, white people wash my car, but they ain't English. You get me? Like,
100%.
So what happens when you're in these situations where these roles have to now be filled by us? What happens? Where are we left? We get left behind, man. It's
where do we go? Like, as I say all the time, there's right next to my house, there's a car wash I go to, right? And there's maybe anywhere between 8 and 12 Eastern Europeans in there, right?
Yeah.
Now, it costs £10 to wash my car, and there's 2 of them in there.
Yep.
How do you split £10 between 12 people, right? There's not an English-born person who is going to do that job. Never. No way, shape, or form. Never. No way. If you do it, it's going to cost you £45 to get your car clean, bro. It's going to be 2 men doing it. Trust me. It's going to be 2 men doing it.
For real. I mean, we ain't going to do it right either. Oh, man. Hey, do you know what, we done this whole interview. We ain't even spoke about music, I like it.
So it's been interesting though, man.
Hey, we could talk about music anytime. Like I said before, but I'm gonna have we're doing this obviously we're doing this how we're doing it now, because this is what we got. But as soon as the lockdown is over, we got a studio set up, so we're gonna have you back to come in.
Yeah. Song to finish, bro.
What's that?
We got a song to finish.
For real. Yeah, I know. I was looking for that, I couldn't even find it on the hard drive. Someone mentioned it the other day, and I was like, I couldn't even find it on the hard drive. I just had to add the hook. You got to put too much pressure on me, man. That was a hey, you can't like, are you gonna put Nutty P beat, and you, man, just jump on it, and you know what I mean? I had to do my bars there and then, and like, I don't even really write that way. Like, it was different, and then jump, and then the hook. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're definitely gonna do that. I've actually got something else that I want to chat to you about as well. Another project I'm working on. But like you said, you've been doing a lot. Like your pen.
Yeah,
I've been sharpening it,
bro. I've been doing bits and pieces. Do you know what? Like, I've been so bored, and then like my mind, and I'm pretty sure your mind is the same thing, right? It's comedians and rappers have the same full process. So you will see a situation or a word, and your brain will automatically either make it rhyme or make it funny, or like find where the punchline is in that thing there.
Yeah.
And so just sitting down, I was sitting down doing nothing, and a word come to me, and then all of a sudden I remembered, I know how to rap, bro. Brother, about a month ago, I was at Locksmith's house, and he put a beat, and I was like, I'm in the mood. Come, let's sit down to write. And I swear to God, I went home so dejected. Yeah, I went home, and no joke, bro, crestfallen. I went home thinking, I can't rap anymore. I don't know how to do it. And he sat there and he wrote like 24 bars in about, 15 minutes. And I wrote the same 2 lines out about 9 times. And I just thought, I can't do this anymore. At the proper Christ of confidence. And then this come, and all I've done is write bars, man. I've got a thing coming. I'm gonna drop it later. Shotty's producing that.
I know. So I got the beat as well. Oh, what? We going back to? You know what's jokes? You know what's so funny? Yeah. So I was supposed to do it on Saturday. Saturday weekend. I was like, because I think he sent it Friday. And I said, yeah, and I'm gonna do it on the weekend. So Saturday comes, and I'm just like, nah, man, I'm not even in the mood to get the mic out. You know what I mean? Sunday comes, nah, I'm chilling, man. And then today I was like, do you know what? I can't let Shotty down, innit? I'm like, nah, I need to get on it. So I was like, right, once I've done this interview, the mic is already here. All I got to do, I ain't got to do nothing. All I got to, the laptop's right there. I can just go in. So yeah, that's about to happen, man. But now I know that you're on it as well. I got to, you know what I mean? Like I was about to chill. You're going horrible. You're about to go nasty because and it's not like, again, I say this all the time. Yeah, there's rappers, and there's guys that rappers are scared of. And I don't mean it in a way like, I don't mean it like wouldn't rap with you, whatever, wouldn't spar with you. But at the same time, I feel like there's a certain breed of rapper that comes from, that was just raised in a different environment. So going back here, the first time, let's start the interview now. So the first time I heard you was on Poisonous Poets, was on a radio show. It might have been Shorty Blitz. I don't know who it was.
It might have been Numbers, you know.
Okay, it makes way more sense. Alright, cool, yeah. So, bearing in mind, this is the days where I'm hungry, yeah. I'm a wolf. I'm a lion, like pen game ready to murder all the time. Always had at least 20 rhymes in my head, at least 20 verses ready to go. Like anybody wants it anytime. On the bus, someone's bopping their head on the bus. We listen to you, bruv. Well, you rap, yeah? Come. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? So I was feeding myself, and this was the time as well where me, Wordsmith, Terror, we'd be writing together, and like it was always war, man. So yeah, coming up to that round that era, and I heard you and Reveal.
Yeah. And
your two verses, like, hurt me. Like you know when you're just like, nah, man. Like, nah, because I thought I was it. I would say this all the time. When I was younger, I was so arrogant as a rapper. Like, I thought I was the best rapper ever. No one was touching me. And to hear you guys, yeah, just go back to back, spitting verses, and the level was so high. And it's funny as well because even to like I said, I heard your verse that you put out 2 days ago or whatever, and again it just gave me that same feeling. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, man! Like, why? Like, why? I don't. But why do? But you know, like when you bar, yeah, you bar to a certain level. Still, like all this time, yeah, you still go super hard.
I hope so, man. I hope so. It's like, do you know what? There's a Reveal said it years ago. Yeah, he said Poisonous is a level, right? And he said there's loads of rappers on that level. Yeah, there's loads of them, but it's just a Poisonous level. So that, and now exactly what you say. You see, when I was younger and I used to hear like see Chester.
Yeah. Oh.
Right. I used to hear him and be like, how?
Yeah.
How are you doing that? Yeah. Like, I know those words.
Yeah.
I know all of those words. You didn't say anything I didn't know. You're not speaking French. You know what I mean? It's English. I know it. How did you put them in that order?
Yep.
How did you do? Like, and there's a bunch of MCs like that. So I know what you mean. You see that I'm scared of. I've got a signed Kalashnikov vinyl, right?
See.
And it says to one of the only rappers are slightly fair. Written on the cover. He signed it on the cover.
See.
Yeah. See, like my head.
That's crazy.
Like my ego just went, whoa, I'm big and bossy now.
But I get it. Because again,
I feel the same way. You see, like you, Clash, Skinny, Maestro, Chester, like I hear you, man, and I'm like, oh, okay, you doing that. See that video you put out where you're dressed as the Joker? Yeah. Bruv, you made me say, all right, I need to rethink how I approach things again. Do you know what I mean? I have to go back and really look at this because it was, it like a lot went into that, man. And like, a lot.
But I don't think there's not a lot of, there's certain songs I do where I'm trying to stretch in it. And every now and then I'll show my teeth, but I don't feel like, even when you're saying about when you hear certain words or certain topics and you're thinking of what rhymes with it. Yeah. I remember that feeling, but I don't do that anymore. So I remember being like, oh, where's the punchline? Because you're always looking for the punchline in something. I remember being like, always thinking, where's the pattern? Where does that loop back? And I remember being in that frame of mind. But like now, I dip in and dip out. Like I'm not in it all the time because the way I make music is very different than the way I started. Because I don't believe not everyone's built to stay on that level that whole time. And again, it's funny because like you mentioned there, yeah, like Chester, I feel like with Chester, it's just you don't know any different. Like I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I said, when I say like I was a wolf, I was a lion back then. I feel like he just is. That's just him. A lion can't be nothing else but a lion, innit? And talking about MCs, I had a conversation the other day, 2 days ago actually, about Remus, and it's funny because people don't know him as well. So when people say to me, oh, who do you think is the best MC in the world, and I say he's one of them, and they're like, who is he? Like, what is he? I'm like, because again, what they're not getting is he's doing something that is super hard to do, and he's just doing it. That's just it. And I feel like you're the same. It's like, because I've seen you write as well. So it's like, I've been in the room with you writing. So to me, it's just like, what's he gonna come with? What's he gonna? And then hearing it, they're like, nah, like he really did it like that. like how is this happening? And and even that as well, yeah. In that situation, when I know what you're gonna come with, I'm like, I know what Tony's gonna do, yeah. He's gonna do. I'll go on a different way. I'll be like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go something. I'm gonna do some jokey rap or something because
I fully get that. You see, anytime I'm writing with Smith, yeah, I know I can't do what he does. There's no point in me trying to do what. Yeah. Let me just try to be better than I was the last time. Because trying to keep up with him, it's just gonna cause me a problem. Do you know what I mean? And it gets like that. So like, plus I'm like a battle. Do you know what I mean? I'm a battle rapper, bro. Yeah. I come from. Before Don't Flop, before KOTD and Smack, I'm a battle rapper. Like I come from way, like in the 90s I was bad. So that my energy is just like, I'll be better than me. That's every single time I sit down to write, I'll be better than I was the last time I wrote. Do you know what I mean? And that's, as soon as I lose that fire, woo, yeah, I'm out the game, bro. I'm out the game.
You know what? Yeah, like I've used up all our time. Yeah, but before there's something I do want to ask you. Yeah, as far like the transition, not even before being a battle rapper, but as a battle rapper, I've kind of seen you change. So today you got to do a bit of flexing. I was looking at your stats. You got over 5.5 million views right now as a battle rapper. Yeah. That's mad. But I've seen you change as kind of your confidence grow as a battle rapper. And so if you look at your early performances, obviously the bars are there, but it's like it's still you're still just kind of just like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got some bars, but you know what I mean, I'm doing my thing, whatever. And then there's almost like something changed, and then you become the champ. And then it kicks up another level where it's just like, this is what I do. You're in my house. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm gonna hurt you. And the last battle I saw, when you battled against who'd you battle? What's his name? Serious. Yeah. Right. So I saw you do something there, yeah, where it's like, it's like, I'm not even having to kill you. You're killing yourself. But I'm not gonna kill you too badly. I'm gonna try and hold you up if I possibly can. But you're so in my world right now that I don't have to do anything. All I gotta do is just do me lightly, and I'm murdering you. Like there's nothing you can do about it, nothing you can do against it. But it's Matrix level, and I feel like I don't think a lot of people even understand that level. But how did you manage what happened? What changed for you to get that level of confidence where you're just like, yeah, I'm here? Is it a case of preparation, or is there something else in it?
No, it's mostly preparation, to be honest. It's mostly prep. I've got a terrible habit of not writing until like the last minute. Like even when I battled Serious, I did an interview with, I did a podcast, and I left the podcast at 12:30 in the night time. I went home and I wrote my third round, and I practiced it till about 4 a.m.
Nope.
And then I went to bed. I woke up and then I went and battled serious. But it's just a lot of it is preparation. Preparation is 99%. You have to do that thing, right? The repetition, because you only get one shot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not like being in the studio. Oh, let me do that again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'll punch me in here. No, you get one take.
Yeah.
So it's all in the prep. But it just comes as you realize, like, you know, when you're on stage, Jen.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at you. See, there's a lot of people, and I didn't even know it was a thing, but there's a lot of people who are intimidated by looking out and seeing all those people looking at them. See, for me, I look out, and of course you're meant to be looking at me, man. Yeah. I think I'm supposed to walk around to theme music. Do you know what I mean? Like, I have that, like, in terms of a rapper, my rap ego is immense. Yeah. So I'm up there. It's just that it's the personification of that ego. It's just, and I just learned how, through doing it so many times, you just get better, and then you learn what works, what doesn't work, and you learn how to carry yourself up there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because I know when you perform now, it's not the same as when you perform when you was 17, 18 years old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's slightly different. It's slightly different. But I think, like, what you said about, it's funny actually, because so when that last battle, I remember when Shotty was battling. So Shotty's battling, and I'm standing next to my wife, and she's like, he keeps looking at you. He keeps looking at you. And I was like, see, but I can't really, you know what I mean, man? I got dark glasses in the club. I don't know who's looking at who. I'm in the back with a hood on, everything. I don't even, so he comes off and he's like, yo, I was just focusing on you, man. He goes, I see someone, and I see their reaction, they're listening, and I focus on them, and that's what I feed my energy off. And I was like, I do that same thing. Yeah. I step on stage, I see people looking, I might say a bar, and I know it's kind of a deep one, and I see who gets the reaction. I see my man, he's like, whoa, you see? And I'm like, right, cool. That's who I'm rapping to right now. And it's like, I'll be checking the temperature. But I always feel like, it's so funny as well, yeah, because, like, in my mind, I'm a battle rap expert, yeah. In my mind, yeah. But, like, in real life, I know it ain't gonna go that way. But I'm always like, I'll be sitting and analysing battles, like, yeah, you see this? Right, okay, now watch the body language. What's the body language? Because on people don't, I'm a strong believer, yeah, in there's offense and there's defense in battle rap. Yeah. And not everybody gets it. And it's just like, and also as well, there's different ways of dealing with how their bars hit you. Yeah.
Yep.
And you'll see certain guys, yeah, who just be like, who laugh it off, like, alright, whatever. And then you'll see certain guys like Shine, who ain't never laughing at nothing ever. Like, he don't care. He's just don't, because but it kind of helps the image of what he is on stage. Yeah. And
because it doesn't work for everyone, no?
No, it doesn't.
Some people by not laughing and by keeping that thing, you giving your opponent all your power. Yep. You're giving them all the power, and you don't even realize it. You're just standing there like that, and you don't know he's draining you right now. Yeah. Everything he's saying is hitting, and he's taking all your power, and you might as well laugh with it. A good bar is a good bar. Yeah. I'm one of them guys. You say something to me that I know that's fire. Yeah. I'll give you a prop, man. Like, that's what we here to do. That's a good bar.
But that takes a sting out of it. I feel it takes a sting out of it. Like when you spat a good, when you hit them, and they're like, yeah, nah, you did that, and it's like, you didn't even hurt me. You didn't even hurt with it. But it's like, there's certain battlers I look at, and I'm just like, yeah, there's certain auras, and I feel like my favorite battlers are. It's more about the aura than almost the bars. Like, obviously, Goods is an animal, but it's the way he deals with it. It's the way he deals with they're coming at him, and just the laughs it off, or the tactics, so and so, the crowd are feeding them right now. Yeah, let me talk to my man. Yo, what'd you say? And it just pulls the energy. You're just like, you ain't even paying attention, like, and it's all mind games, man.
Oh, brother, the levels of tactics, like, and you see, like you said, if you study, if you see it, you see how people get away with, because there's guys who wouldn't be known as barrers.
Yeah.
but they are top level battle rappers.
Yeah.
And it's because of everything else they bring to the game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everything. Hitman.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Hitman fan, line for line. But I see his performance is impeccable.
Yeah.
He would feel like I wouldn't want to stand in front of you while you doing that.
Yeah.
If you was doing that to me, yeah, that would kind of fuck with me a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like Arsenal, he's just mad disrespectful.
Yeah.
But it's the cadence that he has, how he chops up the bars, and he just keeps you going. There's so many different little goods. He's a very good example of it, because he's a man who'll just stand there and take a sip.
Yeah.
Like just hold up his hand. He might, do the nose.
Yeah. I see you do that as well.
All little bits. Like, do you want to know? Have you ever seen there's one of them rap documentaries, and I think it's KRS-One breaking down a little Redman freestyle, and it's just Redman in a little, and he's rapping and he's spinning his hat and stuff. And KRS-One, look what he's doing. He knows the words. The words are captivating, but it's not enough. There's bits and pieces that are just making you focus that little bit more intently. So all those little, like moving that hat and all them little bits and pieces, they're just part of your performance to just make it. Otherwise, you're gonna stand there and say, "I rap better than you." And no one wants to hear that, man. Nobody.
Nah.
There's guys best bars in the world who do not get ratings as battle rappers because no one buys into their personality. You know what I mean?
But then that's another thing I feel that you've kind of grown with as well. Because one of the problems I've always seen is Americans are way more dramatic with how they spit and how they put their bars together. Way more than the Canadians, man. The Canadians are good, but the Americans just have a different swagger because Americans just have a different swagger. And also, again, you're looking at the inventors of the culture. Again, it just hits different.
Mm-hmm.
There's only really been a few UK artists that I've seen go against Americans and get that and go, all right, cool. That's what you're gonna do. That's what you're doing. I'm gonna turn it up. And so I've seen you do it. I've seen Shotty do it, and it's just like. And again as well, not only that, it's like it's hard to do authentically, and in a way where you're not, all you're doing is because it's not even, again, a lot of times it's not even that you're really more animated with it. It's just accentuated a little bit more, man. It's just done in a way where it's just like, all right, cool. They're gonna spit how they do their thing, but we're coming back with our own style that works well with them as well. Because again, it can't be too different. It has to work with it, it's I've seen you do it, and that's one thing I always think. If I'm a battle rapper, man, how am I gonna what's my first line gonna be? How am I gonna hit them? Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, I don't know about anyone else, but I know for me personally, you see, there'll be a time when I'm in the mirror rapping and I say, all right, when I say this bar, where should my hand be? So it comes down little bits like that. Where do I look at the crowd or do I look at him? Yeah. So these little things, just if you add them and tweak them and whatnot, but again, like what you said, they have to be real. You have to be authentic. Yeah. Me coming up and getting in people's face and I'm not an angry guy. Like, I'm a cool, calm guy. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like getting animated in your face, it's not gonna be the most believable thing in the world. So I just gotta do me. Do you know what I mean? I think some people make that mistake of they watch it and they say that's what battle rap is. Yeah. So they have that, and without realizing that's him. He does that. What do you do? Do you know what I mean? That's real important. Like it's the same in hip hop. Yeah. You know, like authentic rap. Yeah, it's really easy to tell who's really about this life, or who's just to rap it and say it, man. It's proper easy just to point your finger at that. I know you. Yeah. I know you. It is difficult. I think English rappers have a harder time making it that authentic because I think some of them try to buy into the hype of what Americans and Canadians do, and we're not like that. We're not. You know what I mean? So just do you to the absolute degree. And
I think as well, like I've always said, my favorite, my favorite battle rapper to watch, well, one of them definitely is Shuffle T. Only because of like, again, there's a lot of levels, because I'm a big believer in battle rap being musical performance, right? So it's a musical performance piece, and the way you approach it, you almost, again, because you can see things in different ways, in it. So you can approach it like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna rap some bars to this person, and you might even do well with that mindset. But if you can take it and see for what it is, and then and really understand how things can really work and what are the different angles, it goes to a different level. And I see with the some of my favorite British battle rappers, it's the ones who really understand that. And even if they don't understand it, they're using elements of themselves in a way, like, so like O'Shea, yeah, for me, yeah, he's like, lyrically, as a putting like bar for bar as a rapper, it's not someone I'm gonna be like, yeah, nah, like he's coming with cold bars. He never had to, because of the way.
No, he didn't.
Nah, like, yeah, like the way he did it was just, to me, I'm like, that's cold. From the first time I ever saw him, I was like, nah, this guy's nuts. Like, I love that. I love just the way he does it. And there's a bunch of UK rappers that I could mention that have that do things in a way where I'm just like, nah, this guy is super cold. English is like, again, like, he ain't rapping for anymore. Big up Big Dave, but like, when I first saw him rap, I was just like, what the hell, like, this guy's super cold. Just the way he does it, the way, like, again, it's like, if you know him, he's just putting his personality like really out there into your face, and to me it works so well.
That's the key, man. You can't, like, the Dave Courtney got a saying. He said you can't do a 24-karat walk with 12-karat feet. Yeah, that's kind of, you can't go into it and be anybody other than yourself. Yeah, because at first you're gonna get found out really, really quickly, and the worst place to get found out is on a stage with 200 people watching you. Like, you don't want that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you've got to be you. You just, and like, sometimes, yeah, it's just you with the volume turned up. Yeah. It's just a part of your personality that you've accentuated and took to the next level or the nth degree. But it still has to be based in you. Yeah. It has to be there. Otherwise, it's not gonna translate well on stage, and it's definitely not gonna translate on camera. Which is why you see Shuffle T. He is incredible, and the guy is not a rapper. Yeah. Like, there would have been a time in my life when I'd have said, if you can't rap, you can't do this. And I've since learned that rapping is not a prerequisite to being a fire battle rapper. Nah. It's about just knowing how to tackle this particular animal. They're like, how do you grab this beast by the horns? And he definitely knows that, man. He's like, incredible. Genuine genius, that man.
Because there's only a few guys that I would say, when you're talking about really finding the rhythm without being stiff with it, and or using that stiffness as that's part of the game. Like, that's part of it, and it works that way. But yeah, man, it's like this. I'm a huge I'm a casual battle rap fan, but at the same time, I end up watching pretty much every battle that ever comes on, because that's just you're gonna see something every now and then that you're just like, oh, that's cold. And maybe one day, man, when they let me get the big bags for coming in first time, then I'll jump in, man. But I said I ain't coming.
Bag. Someone get Genesis a bag.
Wait, don't say that, because you know Shutty will do that as well. You know he'll do that. Like, nah, don't even say that, because every time I say that, people come up and be like, yo, and I'm like, yo, I need 3 months. I got to battle someone I don't like, because I can't battle no one I like. Like, it's too much, man.
Even just like, you see the angles and stuff. There's a period in my mind. Once you're my opponent, it's like everything about you.
See,
like, my mind changes. We're best of friends, but they said, oh, you're battling in 4 months. All right, then. I hope tomorrow you wake up and step on Lego. Do you know what I mean? Like, I hope you put all the cereal in the bowl and you ain't got no milk. Like, I hope, like, these are the levels of pettiness that will occur in your life. Like, I don't really dislike you. I just want petty shit to happen. And like, and it just gets you in that mindset of, yeah, how do I say vicious shit to this guy now? Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want to be friendly and writing battle bars.
See,
it's not the one.
See, that's the bit that gets me though, man, because I'm always like, I always look at battle as like, it's like a fight, yeah? But again, it's nuts as well, because I would say if I was having an MMA fight or a boxing fight, I would never want to fight someone I didn't like, because obviously they're getting money as well, innit? So I want us both to eat. But at the same time, you got to think, I might kill you in the ring. So like, I can't like you too much, because I'm about to leave your kids with no daddy, you get me? Like, or you're going to do the same to me. So I don't know, man. I think I've never had that killer instinct in me, and I feel like that would be my downfall. That would be the bit where I'd be like, nah, I'm not trying to go too hard. And also as well, another thing I couldn't take is like I don't know, like I couldn't the disrespect levels. If it goes too far, yeah, like I don't know, man. Like me personally, even if I go, yeah, alright, whatever, it was a battle rap, my man then might not say the same thing, innit? So like,
do you know what? Do you know how many people do not? You see, I go battles with the man then. There's bare times the man has said to me, bro, should I stick, like, I'm gonna stick it on him, you know? Like, oh, don't do that, bro. Like, don't do that. It's just a battle. Do you know what I mean? I signed up for, I know what I got paid for. They paid me to take souls. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I fully get it. You got man like, bro, you can't say that, you know. You can't say that, you know. Sometimes the man's nudging me from behind, like while the man's rapping, he's just nudging me. Like, bro, it's cool. There's a big, because it's really difficult, to be disrespected by someone who you know would cross the road. If you and them was to buck up on the street, they would cross the street to the other side of the street. Yeah. Yet here they are. Yeah, and they in front of your face shouting. Ah. Yeah, it's not nice.
That's what bugs me, man. I'm just like, nah, I can't even for the jokes, for that, I can't do it. Like, my daughter's got to watch me. Like, I can't have you say certain things, because I don't know, man. I'm too childish, man. I'm too immature. I'm too immature for it, man. But who knows, man? Who knows? Maybe.
I hope Shotty's watching. Who knows? I hope he was watching. We text Shotty.
Alright, big up Shotty, man. I'm gonna get him on this soon as well. Actually, a couple of weeks time, I'm gonna get him on.
Bro, he's sad. I mean, first he was a rapper and an incredible rapper.
Yeah.
Then he became one of the best battle rappers in the world. Then he ducked out and came back with a rock band.
Yep.
And made a success. Went on couple tours, went around the world, and part of a rock band. Now he's come back making beats.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, you don't fit in a box, you don't fit in a bracket. He's like you the same. You don't fit in a box or a bracket, no matter what.
Just working, man.
However, no one can. Do you know what I mean?
Just working.
And I love that.
Working. Started working, man. But yeah, man, it's been a pleasure to chat to you. I don't think we've even really had conversations, because every time I see you, it's always in passing. Like, we're either doing something. Yeah. Obviously, we have had some good conversations in the studio at that time. But it's yeah, man, it's definitely a pleasure, because again, it's almost one of them things where you just like kind of take it for granted. It's like, yeah, no, man's on the timeline, innit? Yeah, we'll talk and back and forth. But it's like, when do we actually really get to sit down and reason and really chat, man?
It's mad important to do this type of things. It's proper, and plus it gives, like, for instance, it will give the people that tune into a Genesis thing who don't know perhaps what I do or who I am, or people who follow Tony D but don't quite know who Genesis is, and then these two things come together, and all of a sudden we both increase our fan base. You know what I mean? Or they hate us and we lose to something.
Either way, man, I'm here for the fun, man. I'm here for the fun. But yeah, man, I just want to say, big yourself up, man. Stay safe out here. Just keep doing your thing. You're very important to the culture. There's so many things that, again, man, we spent so long talking on the education system, but there's so many other things I want to talk to you, but we'll get to that in a future interview. But there's a lot of things that you speak about and you champion that a lot of people in your position don't do. And I feel like I don't know if you see it, or I don't think you really get the respect you deserve just for being that voice. Because there's so many issues that we deal with, especially coming from a hip hop background, or being a voice in hip hop and having a platform because of hip hop. And there's so many things that we speak up against, and people that we speak for that don't have a voice. And I feel like you're definitely up there with, you know what I mean, with the best of them. One of the loudest voices, and one of the most positive forces for equality and justice, man.
I appreciate that, bro, man. But that's what we here for. I know you got justice written across you, man. Do you know what I mean?
Somewhere, one of these arms, I think it's this one. Yeah.
No, that's what we here for, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, the thing is, in our community, not even just the hip hop community, the black community, we know what oppression is.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you're gonna fight oppression whilst oppressing another demographic.
For real.
So I don't like that conflict. I don't. So it doesn't make sense. I'm gonna stand here and champion certain demographics' rights and not another demographic's rights, because we're all getting trampled underfoot. So it's important that we all come together and try to push forward, man.
For real. 100%, man. 100%. But bro, like I said, man, just keep doing your thing. We're here supporting. For those of you, go check the battles, man. I think it's like 43 battles up right now. Might even be more, but go check some incredible work right there. There's also the album with Locksmith as well, which is again incredible. Again, we didn't even get into it. I owe Locksmith a verse as well. Guys is a beast. He's just a beast. There's so many rappers out here that I just don't think they don't really get the shine that they deserve for whatever reason. But it's coming very soon, because he's getting to a point where people can't really deny him, man. He's a monster.
I get to hear the new stuff, and when I tell you, he's in his bag right now. Yeah, he's on levels right now. Hello, Mush.
He works.
Come. Here comes. Come. Say hello to Genesis. Say hello, Genesis.
Hey. How you doing? You good?
Yep.
Wicked.
So scared.
Peace and love, man. You say?
It's been an absolute pleasure, bro.
Blessings, man.
It's wonderful. Definitely chop up again.
Cool, brother. Much love, man. Peace. So that's the one, man. Like Tony D, boy, a legend in the game, man, for real. I just want to say thank you to him. Thank you to everyone who was hooked up on the live feed, all the messages. Joker Star, I see you. There's a couple of other heads in there, I see you too. Enough respect for that. But we'll be back again tomorrow, 6 o'clock, with another artist. So yeah, man, stay in the loop, stay safe, stay blessed. Peace, man.